What's going on, everyone? Bran here from Bloody Breakdown, and today we have some interesting Halloween Kills news. This is going to come to us courtesy of the We Watched a Movie website, actually. That's actually the first place I saw this information from. Now, in the last video I made, we're coming to grips with the fact that Sidney Prescott very well may not be the focus of Scream 5. With the addition of that news, we get the news today that, and judge me if you want, it's a lot easier for me to cope with the fact that Laurie Strode will probably not be the focal point of Halloween Kills. Now, judge me if you want. The reason I say that's easier for me to live with is you look at the Halloween franchise and there have been other antagonists that, love them or hate them, there's room for them in the story. I feel like with Scream, it's a bit more geared towards this one individual story, save for the TV show, but none of the seasons, not a single episode of any of those TV series episodes can hold a candle to any moment from any of the Scream films, but I'll let that go. Let's focus on what's at hand here. So, once again, this is coming to us courtesy of We Watched a Movie. If you're not subbed to those guys, like, who the fuck am I to shout them out? But go fucking check them out if you're not. So it says, in their latest issue, Total Film interviews Halloween Kills director David Gordon Green and digs up some interesting tidbits about both films. This is in reference to Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, of course. So, apparently Laurie will spend most of Halloween Kills in the hospital. Heavy Halloween 2 vibes there. Extra points if she's got a horrible wig on. And is more the emotional core of the film, as it is Allison, Andi Matichak, who takes over the starring role. Bloodthirsty for revenge over what Michael Myers has done to her family, Green said. So here's this quote. When we met Allison, she was a very relatable, lovely girl next door type of character. Allison here, just hours later, she is ignited. She is in some ways leading the charge and is one of the more bloodthirsty in the group. So, reading that quote from the director, I am starting to believe that Allison is going to be the one to assemble the troops, so to speak, to go and find Tommy Doyle and Lindsay Wallace and Brackett and Marion Chambers and the group of survivors, the group of people who have dealt with this back in 1978 that we're all so excited to see come back. So it looks like Allison may be the character who brings these troops together and goes after Michael in sort of a, we're not going to wait for him to prey on us again. He's the prey now. We're coming after him. And it really matches and is well synced with the end of Halloween 2018, where Allison just will not relinquish her grip on that bloody knife that she utilized to trap Michael in that burning house. Had it not been for Allison, that film could have ended very differently for Laurie and her daughter. So, jumping back into the article, it says, I'm fascinated to see if Laurie actually survives Halloween Kills. Her death could be the rallying cry that really ignites Haddonfield and sets up a final chapter of this technically 4-movie trilogy. I'm glad they put that in there. Bothers me. I guess you could call it the Blumhouse trilogy, but I mean, they are definitely acknowledging the original. That really gets Gordon Green and co. put their stamp on the Halloween franchise, especially if we're apparently making Matichak, deservedly so, great in Halloween, the main star of the film. This must be what that noticeable zoom shot of Allison holding the bloody knife was all about at the end of Halloween. And just like I alluded to, I think most Halloween fans looked at that and thought she's either going to be the new protagonist in some shape, way, form, or fashion, or are we trying our hands at a Halloween 4 ending again? Luckily, it doesn't look like we're going that way because we all know how that turned out. It's just not meant. This franchise is not meant to have another antagonist other than Michael. I love Halloween 3, but it is what it is. So speaking of Halloween Ends, Gordon Green updated that they have used the quarantine to complete the script. Awesome. And they are hoping to shoot this fall as previously planned. Fingers crossed on that one, everyone. On the differences between Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, Green had the following to say. Quote, "It's a very different movie than Kills, and both Halloweens. The script feels very fun. For me, it was essential to say, here's a conclusive episode to my trilogy. I'm trying to bring closure to my Laurie Strode versus Michael Myers storytelling." And, that's kind of what I think we all understand that we're going to get out of Halloween Ends. But we're not quite there yet. We're here at Halloween Kills. We were supposed to be getting it in less than 3 months now. Oh my God, I know. I'm still fucking heartbroken over it. But fear not, ladies and gentlemen. 2021 is going to be fucking amazing when I tell you that my 2 favorite horror franchises, and I know a lot of other people love these franchises. I speak, of course, of Halloween and Scream, both of which are getting sequels in 2021. We get Scream 5. We get Halloween Kills, and a litany of other films that are going to be coming out, whether newly announced films or postponed films that are finally going to be making their way to the theater. So wear a fucking mask. People stay 6 feet apart. I'm really tired of going into stores and socially distancing and someone standing behind me sniffing me like Joe Biden does a child. Anyway, way too political for this channel already. But here's the thing. Getting back to the story at hand, I am okay with this a lot more than I was the news of Sidney Prescott maybe not being the main focus, the focal point of Scream 5, as I alluded to earlier. I think that this, the way they're passing the torch in a meaningful way, I think we'll probably see Laurie in Halloween Ends. I don't quite see her dying in Halloween Kills. No, they could really just completely throw us all a curveball and have that happen, her die in the hospital. Or, maybe at the hands of Michael in the hospital. But I think it's a good idea to do this. They've set it up in a way to where it makes sense. It's logical. I think it'll be good for the story. I think that if you look back at the relationship that Laurie had with Allison in Halloween 2018, there was a little bit of seed planting for this, and I like that. And that kind of goes back to a lot of the reason I'm not too keen on this Scream 5 Sidney not being the primary protagonist here, is because it's kind of just thrown at you, and it's like, here, take it. And granted, these are just red flags for me based on rumors. So I guess we'll see. I'm going to remain optimistic about Scream 5. But as far as Halloween Kills goes, it's big news, I think, to say that Laurie, a.k.a. Jamie Lee Curtis, isn't your main focal point in the film. But I think that it's going to be good. I think it's going to give the Allison's character room to grow and to come into her own as a final girl. But I will say this. I got to say, I don't think this bodes well for, and her name escapes me. She's played by Judy Greer, obviously, in the film, but Laurie's daughter. I got to tell you, I got a weird feeling about this, that things may not bode well for her either. I think it's generally understood, at least by a lot of fans, that Laurie's probably not going to make it to the end of Halloween Kills, and as long as that's done in a respectful and interesting way, I think I'm okay with that. As long as it's better than her death in Halloween Resurrection, that piece of shit, then I think I'll be okay with it. But a lot of speculation based on this, a lot of different ways they can go from here. I'm super hyped, in case you can't tell. Like I said earlier, Halloween's one of my favorite franchises, so I'm ready to see how it all plays out in Halloween Kills, and of course Halloween Ends. I'm glad that David Gordon Green is really considering this quote-unquote his Halloween trilogy, and it seems like he's very confident in it to call it his own, and to say, and to give the different layers of some of the things he's been working on. He's a very talented director. I really enjoyed Halloween 18, and I hope I enjoy the next 2 entries in this Blumhouse trilogy to come. Or maybe I should just go ahead and start calling it the David Gordon Green trilogy, because he's really making it his own, and he seems to be really proud of what he's doing with it. And as a fan of the genre, of the franchise, that makes my heart smile. So what do you all think about this news? Laurie Strode may in fact not be the focal point of Halloween Kills. Let me know what you all think down in the comments section below. Leave me your thoughts on this and anything else Halloween Kills related, should you want to talk about that. Also, before we leave a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe and turn on notifications if that's something you haven't done already, because we do a lot of talking about Halloween Kills, Scream 5, anything upcoming horror. We do reviews, we do rankings, all of that. If it's horror cinema, it's going down right here at Bloody Breakdown. And check down below in the description section where you'll see some links to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, as well as a Patreon page where you can support my work if that's something that you would be so nice to do. So with that said, I'm Brandon from Bloody Breakdown. Let me know what you all think down below, and we'll catch you all next time.